Hey everyone, it's Greenwood again with another tutorial video. Today's video is about central and inscribed angle measures and being able to calculate those. So we've talked a little bit about how to identify central and inscribed angles. So in this video, we'll talk about how to calculate those measures given if we know an arc or an angle. So if you remember from the last video, central angles and their intercepted arcs always have the same measure, okay? So here's what that means. If I have this arc that's 125 degrees and this central angle that intercepts that same arc, this arc measure in degrees and this angle measure in degrees will be the same. So that means this would be 125. And this works for any arc or angle in a circle. There's a couple things to remember. The measure all the way around a circle is 360 degrees. Think like a rotation in like snowboarding or skateboarding, something like that. So doing a 360, so it's one full revolution in the circle. Let's look at another example here. So this one we knew the arc measure and had to find the angle. Here I know the angle is 76. I should use a different color. I don't want you to get confused there. So this angle is 76 degrees. So how big is this arc? And since the vertex is the center of the circle right here, that means it's a central angle, which we again said means same measure. So this question mark measure is 76 degrees. And there are oftentimes other things you can determine from this diagram, even though it's only asking you for one thing. So knowing that this arc over here is 95, that means that this inscribed angle right here, or sorry, I said the wrong thing. This central angle, because the vertex is at the center, is also the same thing. This is also 95. So you can determine lots of things from these diagrams, okay? One additional note that's a little bit more of a stretch is on this first one. This segment that's a diameter, like I said, all the way around is 360. So that makes this arc half, since the diameter cuts it in half. So that means this arc is 180 degrees, which means that this angle measure right here in the middle, the whole thing is 180 degrees also. So something to think about as you problem solve these. Okay, let's move on to inscribed. So inscribed is the big way to identify is the vertex is on the circle, okay? And so that means the measure of the angle is half the measure of the arc. So let's take a look. So this is angle R, QS. Let's try and draw that a little better. Third time's a charm, maybe. And there we go. So angle RQS is inscribed because Q is on the circle, making it inscribed. And so since I know the angle measures 57, this one's a little different from central. We know that the arc measure is going to be larger. And that means that whatever this angle measure is, I'm going to multiply it times 2 to get the arc measure. So I'm going to take 57 degrees times 2, and that gives me 114 degrees. Okay, so that means this arc measures 114 degrees. And so that's important to remember. If I know the angle, I multiply by 2 to get the arc. On the other hand, let's look at this example where I know I've got inscribed angle KJL because J is on the circle. And in this one, I know the arc measure is 96 degrees. So what that means is to find the angle, I'm going to take the arc and I'm going to divide by 2. So I'll take 96 degrees divided by 2. And that's going to give me 48 degrees. So half of 96 is 48. So that means this angle down here is 48 degrees. Okay. So being able to identify, is it central or is it inscribed, is critical in helping you solve the calculation piece for this. And these can get way more difficult by adding a lot of algebra in here, throwing some other curveballs at you. But this is the basic understanding. Hope this one helped you, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.